The industry is 1,200 years of age, and it's still so little known outside Japan, untapped by the rest of the planet. But it's such an asset. We got gold in our fingers. Conservative, we think is stuck. Traditionalist, the tradition keeps evolving. But you need an element of innovation in the craft, always do.
Right.
And an element of the craft in the innovative.
Right. How you define creativity?
Well, let's be honest. There's never pure absolute creativity. Creativity is grabbing and recombining.
Grabbing and recombining.
Yes.
Today, thanks so much inviting us to the. It's like I feel like in the fairy tale of the beautiful story. I feel very horizontal with the art of nature and then art of human here. The interview, it's a project called the Nikkei Creativity Project, and then it's run by our school, University of Creativity, and then also the Nikkei newspaper, which is one of the biggest financial newspaper specialized in economy. Our idea is try to research creativity as a human capital. Creativity, not the investment money, not the land, but our creativity as a human capital. So that's what we've been interviewing creative leader. And then today, I'm so honored to have a chance to talk to finally Mr. Richard, the Jeffroy. And then I'm trying to get the insight from you, not only sake, or not about the fermentation as a technique, but as a hint to reinvent our culture or our thinking or our creativity through your fermentation process. Could you briefly start talking about how you came? You've been leading the one of the Supreme most leading the champagne brand Dom Perignon over 28 years, and then it's so honored to have you here as the creative leader for sake now. But can you briefly start talking about your history, how you came here, and then start making sake?
I think life is a journey.
Yeah, yep.
And so it comes up in chapters. It's not a linear thing. Mm-hmm. So actually, I wouldn't be here telling you of IWA and my new life in Japan without having been a medical doctor early on. One could wonder, what my motivation is. I spoke of generosity, sense of caring. Mm-hmm. All in all, a sense of being contributive, being really contributive to the community, a sense of belonging. Mm-hmm. The fuel then above anything could be love for Japan. Mm-hmm. I think it comes in the first place. Love is irrational. And then more selfishly, one has to be somewhat selfish as well. Is about the creative.
Right.
That I could easily, define myself as a creative more than anything.
Right.
more the creative than anything of the technical, even if the technical supports the act of creation.
Right.
You know, an element of frustration than Europe, you know, in making wine. So constrained, like so many things of Europe, actually, you know, very hard to think out of the box, whereas here in Japan, and many people outsiders to Japan would, you know, have difficulties to believe, but I set myself free here in Japan.
People tend to think the traditional Japanese brewing sake seems giving us more constraint, but you felt that actually you feel freer here, rather than the.
I think there's a confusion between being conservative and being really traditionalist. Conservative, we think is stuck. Traditionalist, the tradition keeps evolving. People are not making the sake nowadays the way they were used to, and in the 1200 years of activity, it has been really evolving dramatically. So, and frankly, anything is open.
Right.
It's only a matter of grabbing it. As long as there is rice, koji, water, and yeast, you're in business. Nobody would ever tell you that you're off DNA or Japanese sake whatsoever. If I were making the equivalent of what I'm making here in Japan, there in France, I would be blocked. I wouldn't be allowed going commercial. I would be told, Richard, you know, we love you, but what you make is very good. But it's not true to the original character of the place. Voilà. So again, I owe so much to Japan, and in finally setting myself free.
So you came to Japan for the first time in 1991. And then after that, I heard you came to Japan many times.
Yeah, in excess of 100 times.
More than 100 times. So you've been researching, you've been observing the not only sake, but Japanese gastronomy, Japanese culture. You found the potential to be the creator in the sake industry. What did you find the biggest difference between the champagne making and the sake making?
In absolute, the difference between the sake and champagne makings is significant. One is about vinification, the other one is about brewing. So actually, of the two, I mean the grapes and the rice, the grapes are more gifted in the sense that everything is built into the grapes to become wine. If you leave a cluster, a bunch of grapes on the bench, it will ferment. Technically, it will be wine. It will be terrible, but it will be wine. Because the sugars are really fermentable. The yeast is on the bloom of the berry, you know, built in. And the water is built in as well. So everything is in place for becoming wine. If you leave a bag of rice on the bench, very little will happen.
Terroir is very important.
But terroir in wine is very important. And making is very important in sake. You know, and it's so Japanese. Making sake is such a challenge. Everything is adverse. The sugars got to be converted through the koji operation. You got to add the water. Everything is so tricky. You know, and to me, there's so much of the DNA of Japan into sake. I always believe that there is about the summation of everything of Japan into the glass of such a translucid, colorless liquid sake. So, seemingly very different. In essence, you know, pretty close. In sense that both champagne, sake and champagne got to achieve what I call the drinkability. To me, drinkability is one of the major virtues of anything you drink. You know, what you drink got to be drinkable. in sense of a shared joy, a pleasure of the liquid flowing down the throat, gliding, seamlessly gliding. And it's a common character between the two liquids, the two productions. And then there's something very specific to champagne, which I'm playing with, pioneering here in Japan, is blending.
Yep.
We call assemblage in the French jargon. And frankly, it's all according principles of balance and complexity. And balance in Japan or balance in France is balance. To me, balance, should I say harmony, overall balance and complexity and completeness is universal. So once I'm accustomed enough with the specificities of sake blending components, the act of blending alone is pretty natural and not so different of anything I've been making of so many past years there in Champagne.
So you added the process of art by the assemblage. I was having the IWA last night in Toyama City, and then there's the type of the list of the sake, right, on the menu, and then it says the something is the daiginjo, something is junmai, and the IWA it's assemblage. So assemblage became the type of the Nihonshu in this country. But can you tell me more about the innovation of the bringing assemblage to sake?
We're discussing rich and yet weightless.
Yep.
I really believe that assemblage is the only way to achieve it to the extreme.
Rich and weightless. The richness without gravity.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes like a floating, but still rich.
Voilà. Rich, floating is normally the attribute of water.
Yeah.
And many of the outstanding brewers of Japan claim water-like fluidity, which I respect and enjoy as a happy consumer. But in the very case of IWA, I want to achieve richness, to reach out, to embrace really other moments, other cultures outside Japan.
How many types of sake you blended into this assemblage 8?
Actually, this specific number, assemblage 8, is 23.
23.
Made out of 23 components. From rice varieties, provenances of rice, yeast strains, moto, the propagation, the yeast propagation technique, and reserve sakes from previous years carried over into the most recent assemblage, and 23.
If I can use a metaphor that you're a painter and you have 23 different paints and then makes art out of the 23 different paints. But go into the art of blending. What makes you decide this is it?
I love the analogy with painting because it's putting dots. I keep thinking of a dot clouds of dots.
What makes you feel that I've done it?
When to draw the line, when to say
done.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
And you have in the US Jasper Jones, painting and painting the same thing for ages. I think in the case of IWA, it's important to retain an element of spontaneity.
Anonymous spontaneity.
Elements. An element of spontaneity, because sake got to remain joyful, dancing, and highly pleasurable. And hard work in the end doesn't bring joy, not necessarily. So it got to be quick enough. So 23 elements which are all opposite and complements. Micro tensions.
Micro tension. I like the word.
I'm working on the fundamentals of taste, the sweet, the sour, the salty, the umami, the spicy, and more. So it's really that little, that simple. And in the end, it got to become one. Maybe to answer your question on when to stop, it's when I'm on the satisfactory state of integration, when these 23 parts become one. Sort of Big Bang. Then, not far off. And since perfection is not of this world, sometimes
I'm just so...
I keep learning, and in all honesty, I'm more and more at ease with the project, You see, I've been coming up with my experience, my background. I could start off, easily enough, but I'm learning. This is number 8, but there is a number 6, which happens to be the current proposition of Iwan on the market, out.
Which I had last night.
Yeah. And this one has been a seminal assemblage in the lineup, in the succession of them all since assemblage 1 blended ball in 2019. Is that between 2019 and 2024, I've been adding flesh. I've been adding stuff. Because when you want to make it different, generally speaking, you add. And number 6, I managed to start really taking stuff away. And the interesting thing is that when I'm taking away in 6 and now in 8, because it's a learning from 6 into 8, is that the elements I'm taking away are not those I've been adding, for many years. So my very personal quest of adding stuff has been allowing me to remove things which were, born into original sake in a way. So it's a very intriguing, fascinating process where I keep learning, and I don't see any limit to this.
So great to hear that. I like the word integration to one. When you feel you've done go back to the art of fermentation, that you assemblage the different type of rice, the koji, and then the yeast, but also the art of nature. You have such a beautiful rice fields in front of you, and then the art of human, and then also the assemblage of the, for example, Kuma Kengo-san's architecture, or the Mark Newson's design, or all those assemblage of talents as well.
I think I can easily, legitimately define myself as a blender.
Yeah.
But before considering blending number 1 in 2019, I've been blending so many elements to start with the people. This project is about the people.
Right.
I'm the visible face, of the project, but if you knew how many people are behind, at the foundation of the brand are currently operationally contributing.
Right.
And I'm a blender. I love blending. So I'm blending people. It's the most fascinating thing. It's harder to blend people than to blend sake. I don't care.
Harder.
Yeah. I'm telling you, by far.
Right.
So there are so many outstanding collaborations. Kuma Kengo, Mark Newson, Mariko Kinoshita, and the calligraphy. Yeah,
there's a designer.
Again, it's like, the sake, the blend. You are there when, the team is integrated. It behaves like one.
Yep.
As long as it's about really stars and, egos and everything.
Yep.
It's the same in sake. As long as really the components are playing their own ego, you are nowhere.
So that's what I felt. After I came here to Toyama to visit your kura, is because assemblage, the iwa is told in Tokyo, the assemblage of the sake, assemblage of the different type of sake, mixing it, but they are blending it. But I realized that when I came, it's actually the integration of all those different creative talents, and then so that you can have a more supreme vision of how to make sake, even including the pairing with gastronomy, and then come to the issue of the Japanese sake industry, and then economy-wise, some of the kuras having the trouble for the value creation, and then sometimes I feel that you're adding some hint of how can we make our traditional industry updated with more value or more creative vibration with talents. They're activating the industry, and then also adding more value to the taste, and then the teams. You know, Japan and France has been actually interacting very tightly. For example, the ukiyo-e, and then the impressionist, for example, or the gastronomy, and then all those things. But how do you see the Japanese creativity? Since you came to Japan for the first time in 1991, and then you came for more than 100 times. And then how do you see there
are great correspondences between the two cultures of Japan and France.
Then also potential of the Japanese creativity generally, not only sake.
What is certain of is that we, alongside the Italians, the three cultures, Japan, Italy, France,
right,
have really a philosophy, an ideal actually in aesthetics. You know, the innate sense of beauty, which is and the result of so many things of history, nature, culture, religion, and more. So we share something. We are the guardians of something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Japan is a tad more craft, and France a tad more creative.
Right, interesting.
Is it provocative or what?
No. It's very interesting, because the craft and the creative should be relating tightly, but the French education or the culture tends to be more creative, and then the Japan
Yeah, okay, I get your point. I think craft would be working on the same item again.
Yeah.
And creative would be disposed to change
innovative.
But you need an element of innovation in the craft, always do.
Right.
And an element of the craft in the innovative.
Right.
Because innovative doesn't make any sense if you don't master the craft. So these two are interrelated. It's just possibly a different weight of the two in the two cultures. But maybe all of this is academic. Maybe in the end it's the same thing. I don't know.
I like that the innovation should be standing on the craft. I always believe, or try to make sense that the good brand should be standing on the good craft with innovation. And then if we innovate one tradition and then polish up to the contemporary sense, and then it has the proof of being nice brand with a contemporariness and then tradition. And then I think you bringing the idea of the somewhat mixture of the French innovative part and the Japanese craft part.
You know, IWA has got the privilege of being a startup.
Yeah.
There are not so many startups and startup projects in the industry of sake, you know.
No.
And my belief is that if you come up with a new out of the blue brand. You got to be coming with a salient, singular, innovative proposition.
Right.
If you just mimic what has been in existence for so long,
Right.
which is close to perfection, you won't surpass ever.
Right.
What's the point?
Right.
And I was listening to Larry Ellison interview on Instagram. He was saying that when you start up, you got to be different. If not, don't go, you know. And people will tell you are crazy. And when people tell you are crazy, it sounds pretty good. I mean that you're in business. Unless you are crazy, it happens now and then. But to say that when you make a shift, you are shifting the lines, you give things a stir. I wouldn't be surprised that some traditionalists here in Japan find Iwa, a bit over the top,
Right.
I make everything out of respect. I didn't break away from the DNA. And the reception outside Japan is just awesome.
I know.
Iwa is the only sake which had been making it to non-Japanese restaurants outside Japan. We have as many non-Japanese restaurants as Japanese ones internationally. Nobody has ever. And speaking of a contribution to the community, and something we'll keep pushing.
I like the idea. You brought the innovation, but you try to not to be a venture in the software programming or AI. You try to be innovative, the player in the traditional industry like sake. So that's why it's been working like this beautifully.
Yeah, because in all of this is authenticity. And it got to remain very human.
Yep.
And in your introduction, your first sentence was really the horizontal connection.
Yeah, horizontal connection here. Yeah. I feel that.
And you know what?
Texture.
To me, it's really natural because man is part of nature. So therefore, it's horizontal. And even this room, we managed to have really you sitting really right at the level of the rice. Man is not dominant to nature. It's part of it. So it's a horizontal connection.
That's a key to think about the fermentation. All those creative players deeply engaged in the fermentation has that kind of the philosophy, beautiful philosophy. Man is a part of nature. So we design, but we release to the work of fungus and then the yeast, and then let it go for a while, but they put it back and then blend it. So it's like a harmony of the human art, nature art, naturally. Yeah,
to me it's a lesson of humility because, and I'm a physician, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Between the man and yeast, is little difference. We are zillions of cells. When one comes to the cell alone,
activity of cells alone.
We are structured on the same mystery of life. I don't consider we are dominant to anything.
Oh, that's very philosophical because you studied as a physician and then you see the cell level and then we should be horizontal between cell and human. So that's why this architecture is like a horizontal, like a rice fields and nature.
It's totally horizontal.
And then
everything is horizontal. The way it's managed, the way it's made, the way it's disposed, the layouts, I mean. And you know what? And we are discussing gastronomy. The connection of Iwa to the food is horizontal. Wine is vertical pairing. Wine dominates the food, and it makes outstanding pairings. But here, Iwa is horizontal, as if Iwa was an extension of the sensations from the food. No arm wrestling, no power game. It's different. Totally different. One pairings, sake, Iwa pairings are all valid. That happen to be very different. So, Iwa is about horizontality all the way from the rice to the moment of enjoying it.
It's not only taste, the horizontal way of collaboration with the architects, designers, and then the locality, and also this architecture. I love it. This is you design the floors level down, so that we could see the tank and then the rice field as horizontal it is.
It's that the floor, that mix of concrete and ash, that floor, is the same one across all building long. There's not a floor for the guests and a floor for the staff, or the washi paper, 10,000 sheets of washi from one end to the other. It's really always about tack, horizontality in anything.
That's you're putting a lot of importance, aesthetically, to be aware of the horizontality in the sake making.
Because it's a global project. And global project means coherence. It cannot be a patchy combination. It got to be one. Integration again, horizontality again.
So maybe that is one of the biggest takeaway from your experience leading the Dom Perignon over 20 years, having a locality, understanding the art and science in fermentation, but the integration of the whole project. You had a rather bigger team in Dom Perignon, right?
Well, I've been very privileged, to really studied medicine.
That's
the understanding of life. And then, Dom Perignon, I was so privileged because Dom Perignon opened me to the world. Meaning really outstanding people, various creators, designers, and for so long, on so many occasions, and realizing that all of this was the same thing. Because there are universal principles of harmony, everything, which are above, ruling everything. Then obviously you have local specificities, but there's something above. And I've been realizing it through my 28 years of Dom Perignon. I've been really getting close to so many of the great makers. Creators, artists. And it all became so clear to me.
Yeah, to me, the Dom Perignon must be not only the champagne maker, but I'm also one of the cross-culture platform where the artist or the designer gathered, and I think you learned from it. And then the skill, you said the blending talent is harder than the blending sake. But I think you've been doing this very successfully.
It brings us to the point of the topic of localness.
Localness, yeah.
Champagne long ago at the origin was local. It was drunk, regionally, and then it went past the borders of France and everything. So it's a case when something local becomes global.
Oh, that's you knew from your life path also.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only in the process of getting, more to overseas. It's not even 10% of the production of sake is exported.
Right.
So the project is to go from localness to globalness.
That's so interesting.
And the interesting thing, the beauty, the joy of our times is that other people in the world are local, intending to become global.
Yeah.
But if you cross the two proposition of, it means that the locals speak to the locals. The beauty of our world, we have been thinking that it would be globalization to one flavor, one thing. And I think that nowadays, the cultures are worked out and stronger than ever. Yeah.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, there had been a law.
Right.
You know, I remember Japan in around year 2000. Craftsmanship was really at risk, everything. And now just bounce.
Right.
So this planet is about the locals, speaking to the locals.
Right.
Thanks to the means of communication and means of transportation.
Right. When I hear the story, the champagne made in Champagne district used to be local, but it's globalized, and then it's became one of the most leading brand in the world. And then now, I guess how many percents of the champagne, Dom Perignon is exported, for example? And then it consumed out of France.
Dom Perignon is 80% export.
80%. But Japanese sake, generally speaking,
is 93%
domestically, right?
It's very weird. I'm telling you, it's another element of fascination amongst many.
Is that 80% Dom Perignon outside and 93% sake inside.
Okay.
Why is that?
Tell me about Japan.
Yeah.
You know, and it's another element of fascination is that the industry is 1,200 years of age, and it's still so little known outside Japan. So it has the unique combination of being so ancient. It precedes wine by miles, by ages, and yet undiscovered, untapped by the rest of the planet. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But it's such an asset. There's a sort of a combination of the ancient and the new, you know, something, you know, archaic in the genes of Japan, and yet maybe now able to project something very contemporary of Japan just as well. So a dual thing, which is, I think, such an asset.
That's why we've been with Nikkei talking about the creativity as a capital. If you treat creativity not only the local world, this sake was made here and consumed here, but if we started talking about it as a capital, and then it became the global language, and then it can start having the holistic way of the circulation of talents, and then the investment, and then but still as I can see IWA, the preserving the locality of the rice making and then the nature, right?
I'm telling you, the sourcing of anything is getting scarce.
Yeah.
Even rice, it seems that there's an element of an issue with rice here in Japan. But still, there's one thing which is not used to full capacity and far from it.
I know.
The brain. We're using only this, that much. So I think we should dig deep into our intellect and several capacities. There is so much to be untapped, digged out.
Yep.
It's the greatest wealth. And it's what makes sake so contemporary, you know, and that it's so much about really the expertise and talent. I mean, the brain.
Right.
I think it's just, we got gold in our fingers. To me, I say I love it. All of this is our love for Japan, everything. But if I allow not a critic, an observation, don't criticize anything. One observation.
Positive observation.
Reservation. You know, observation, reservation. Is that you people of Japan are not necessarily so good at self-promoting. Selling yourselves.
Yeah. Why is that? What do you think? What's your observation leading you to?
I'd love to know.
Why you think the Japanese old maison is not as good as the French are?
It's something very philosophical. It has to see with humility. It's sense that you are never really so much of a personal ego thing. It's more of a collective. it has to see with the isolation of Japan for so long. You were not really confronting really other cultures as much as the people of Europe have been really traveling around the planet forever, you know, exposed to different situations and challenges, getting more. There must be many reasons, but I'd love to really explain about that.
Heritage, the authenticity, the fermentation is the, of course, art of time, art of editing time. But the French has the European has the very long, beautiful history, and the Japan has the beautiful history as well too. But the I think you gave us the hint of the how can we be revitalizing the tradition of, for example, sake or fermentation with the innovative spirit of making horizontal the teamwork and then the respecting the other creativities coming into.
If we all here in Japan get it right to the world, you know, sake got the. I strongly believe that sake got the potential of universality. And speaking of one criteria, I think sake got the potential of being on a par with the greatest ones of the planet just as well. You could say they already are, but in Japan, through the lens of Japan. I mean, here I'm telling you of the planet.
What is the challenge? You has been very successful in terms of innovation, in terms of taste, and in terms of business, including global business. But what will be the next challenge for you, for IWA?
To me, in the end, it's good to contribute to the project of universality and greatness. It is streamlining it. The contribution of IWA could be saying that, okay, we managed to have IWA coming with a premium, which should be an element of inspiration to so many players of Japan, which deservedly, you know, should ask for a higher premium. The industry of sake got to make a better living out of making it. To me, it's the long distance, I think, sure is. And then, obviously, on the front of sakes, I'm going to come up with new propositions, which every time will be innovative, not mimicking anything, but valid, you know, I mean, relevant, not really for the sake of provocation, but with just a meaning. So I have a couple ones coming in the pipe, as they say. So to keep people alert, because the entire project of IWA is experimental. And it will remain experimental for good. So every year the assemblage is different enough. We have a new IWA reserves blended from all the sakes exclusively, from experimentation again. And in the near future, say 2 years, we'll come up with 1-2 new IWAs, totally out of.
I cannot wait.
You know, out of the blue.
I cannot wait. No, I'm sure it's going to happen. Well, you've been leading this industry, the creatively fermenting industry, over 35, 40 years. Would you give some message to the 20s, the young, fermenters or the brewers or all those young folks working in this industry?
Kind of a message is that the energy you put when in what you make, what you create, got to be reflected to the people consuming it. I mean, I'm experimental, taking risk. There's been so much risk taking in all of this. Now, okay, we start. But early years, you know, were figuring things out as we were walking. No benchmarking possible. So
right.
Experimentation,
Risk taking.
Risk taking, and all of this is about playfulness. I'm having a ball making it.
Energy.
Energy. So it's really on my side of making. So hopefully it's on the side of drinking. I encourage you to be experimental, taking risk and making it playful.
Where's your energy coming from?
And to finish my point, the message is be bold.
Be bold.
And I realize in telling you, from IWA to IWA's consumer, but hopefully that be bold should be applying to anybody involved in the business of sake. Let's think out of the box.
Be bold.
And the energy.
Where is your energy coming from? You're very energetic. I'm sure. Were you energetic young fermenter when you were young?
Rather less so. I'm working backwards.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe the energy is really chasing or going after proof of concept.
Proof of concept.
Yeah.
Okay. So you imagine something and you wanted to prove.
Yeah. Yeah. To myself, to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your idea comes first.
This project is my idea from the start.
Right.
As I said, now so many people are involved and all heavy contributors, but there's been a moment I was really alone with the project.
You were isolated.
I've been carrying the project for close to 2 years, just alone.
But you kept your energy to make it happen.
Yeah, so it's about that proof of concept.
Wow. Lastly, I want to ask you, maybe this will be watched by a lot of young people. I want to hear the definition, your definition of creativity. How you define creativity?
But let's be honest, there's never pure absolute creativity. No, actually, creativity is grabbing and recombining.
Grabbing and recombining.
Yes, everything
Cycle.
is in existence. Either you're inspired from nature, but nature has been around forever, so it existed.
Holisticality.
Yeah,
horizontality, the cycle of it.
Yeah,
I love
There's
it.
no.
It's not
absolute whatever virtual. No, it's just recombining.
Recombining the process.
Yeah.
Of the cycle.
It's an endless recombination. And the beauty of sake is that there are so many options. You can recombine for eternity. And you with a chance of not making the same thing twice. And I see that many people in Japan limit themselves the way the champion guys do, in achieving consistency. 90% of champion production is really meant to be flat, continued, the same in and out, and sake is about the same approach. Okay, my personal view on this is that we should keep recombining and surprising people. The surprise is part of that. I'm a great believer. To me, surprise is the luxury. I'm not keen on the term luxury. To me, I'm not too comfortable with that term. To me, surprise is part of the emotions. Actually, nowadays, people are looking for new emotions because people are addicted now. They need.
I just thank you again. I learned a lot from you, but respecting the authenticity and tradition of making sake over, 1,200 years, but the radicalism or innovative based on that, respecting that. Well, thank you very much for your giving us a lot of hint, and then please visit our school also, University of Creativity in Tokyo, when you have a chance, and then talk about the creativity and fermentation.
I sure will, guaranteed. See you soon.
And congratulations for the project.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.